Welcome to Grieve That Shit. Hey, this is it. This is the first one. Yep, that's the name. Some of you just smiled. Some of you laughed. Some of you just flinched. And some of you clutched your pearls. You grabbed them so tight. Good. That's exactly what I wanted you to do. Why? Because I wanted a name that would get your attention. I wanted a name that would get everyone's attention. Because grief is not polite. It is not delicate. It does not wait until you're ready. It doesn't show up in black lace with a whispering voice and nice and soft. It crashes in, it kicks your butt, it kicks the door down off the hinges, and it takes your entire life away. Whether you give it permission or not, it comes crashing in. So, why would we have it be some polite name like what I used to have? Healing starts with the heart. Come here, sit by me. Let me help you with your broken heart. Because you know what, friends? I've been doing that for years. And guess what's happening? Nothing's happening. Y'all aren't moving. So now I'm trying to get your dang attention. Here's the deal. And this is the thing I want to promise you. This is not going to be a cussing podcast. It's not like all of a sudden I'm going to start saying every F bomb, even though I want to, but I won't. So why call it Grieve That Shit? Why did I call it Grieve That Shit? Because that's what you actually have to do. You cannot bury the shit. You cannot bury this. You can't bury this grief. Your grief doesn't go in the ground with your person. You can't outrun it. You can't yoga pose it out of existence. You can't drink it away. You can't eat it away. And you sure as hell can't sleep it away. All of this is messy. It's ugly. It's gut wrenching. It makes you feel like you're losing your mind. Your body is going to ache. Your face is going to be soaked in tears. And nobody else is going to want to talk about it with you. And you're going to feel like you're on an island all alone. And that, my friend, is when the shit is going to hit you. So, some years ago, I was sitting with a gentleman that I had done all of his grief work with. And we were sitting at a Starbucks outdoor coffee shop. And he was telling me how great he felt, how much better he was feeling. And he just looks at me and he's like, people just need to know they got to grieve that shit. And that was it. That's how it was born. So some many years ago, it is not something that I created. Erica and I did a podcast called Grieve That Shit. If you go back to our older podcasts, I don't know. I want to say may have been before, it's probably before COVID. It was so good. People were like, oh, yeah, that's it. But I kind of let it die down. I didn't grab it, but I've always had it. And I talk about Grieve That Shit quite often. And then one of my clients, she knows who she is, made some hats and she sent them to me. And they were called Grieve That Shit in the hats. Thank you, Pauline. And she made the hats called Grieve That Shit. And she sent them to me. And mine, all she asked me was what was my favorite color. And my hat was white with pink. White is my favorite color. And my hat was white with pink. And she sent me the hat called with Grieve That Shit. And let me tell you this. When I wear that hat, it stops people in their tracks. People want to know what I'm doing. What is this? Where did I get this from? And I've always known that it was a catchy slogan, but I didn't know it was going to be as big as it is. And so I'm just giving you guys the backstory. Earlier this year, I decided to rewrite the Griever's Guide. I've been giving out the Griever's Guide for free as a community outreach, and I looked at it one day, and it was so old and so antiquated. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to rewrite this. And so I grabbed it and I started rewriting it, and it turned into a freaking book. Turned into a book. And so coming out here quickly is Grieve That Shit, the book. And so a lot of what I'm going to be talking about here comes from the book, comes from some of the other ebooks, but I'm actually going to be guiding you guys and leading you in a certain direction. So don't worry if you guys are worried, if you were one of the ones that clutched your pearls, you're going to be okay, I promise you. But let's be real. Let's be real. The world does a horrible job at teaching us the actual steps that we need to grieve. They do a horrible job at it. Most of our friends and family want us to move on. There was a beautiful lady who shared with me how her friends wants to tell her jokes all the time. We get fed lies, we get fed slogans, we get all of the things, all of the platitudes that they think are amazing for us. Time will heal. Girl, you just give it time. Honey, I know you're going to feel better in no time at all. He wouldn't want you to feel like this. Stay strong. You got this. You got to be strong for the kids. They need you right now. You're crying too much. You're crying too much. And you're upsetting other people. My person died and I'm upsetting other people. How the hell do they think I feel? Then, when it's your turn to grieve, it's your turn to figure this out. You feel like you're failing at it because that's the shit that you've heard all this time. You think you're supposed to bounce back in about 6 weeks. I can't even tell you how many times grievers have told me, they've asked me, or they just automatically assumed that they would be done with the grieving after the funeral was over. Think about that. I just buried my person. The funeral has just ended. How is it that my dad just died? I just put him in the grave and I should be over this grieving by now. That's not how it works, girl. It's not how it works. You've known your dad for 50 years. It ain't going to take you 50 years to grieve, but you sure as hell ain't going to be over it in 6 weeks. All of that is crap. All the stuff they give us is crap. All the things they say is crap. All the things we say to ourselves is crap. And in this podcast, Grieve That Shit, I'm ripping off the band aids. I'm done. I'm done with the lie. I'm done with the lie that you're going to be like this for the rest of your life. That is a damn lie, and stop telling it. People need to stop saying it. People need to stop saying it because you start believing it. You are absolute believing that you're going to be like this for the rest of your life. Look, hey friends, if this is your first time that you've ever been around me, I lost my nephew Austin. Then I lost my dad. Then I lost Austin's brother Donovan. Then I lost Sharon. I just lost, and these are all due to death, my mother's husband, Lawrence. My mother remarried and her husband, Lawrence, just died. I have had aunts and uncles that have died. When I tell you you're not going to just have one grieving experience, when I tell you you're going to have multiple grieving experiences, you are. When I tell you that people are out there telling you you're going to be like this for the rest of your life, that is true. When I tell you that that's the lie, that is the lie. Grief, let's talk about the shit. Grief is a full body experience. It's not just sadness. It is not just sadness that you feel in your heart. It's not just sadness that makes your chest heavy. It's not just the sadness that makes your chest tight, like you can't breathe, like your stomach is flipping, like the vomiting and the diarrhea that just keeps coming. You're sick. You feel like you can't figure it out. Grief is not just the brain fog. It's not you feeling like you're drowning underwater. It is all of that, all of it, all the time, all of it. It's forgetting where you put your keys. It's forgetting where you put your keys 3 times in 1 hour. It's staring in the refrigerator because you have no idea what you want to eat or if you're even hungry. It's staring in the refrigerator and finding the keys in there. It's that random moment in the grocery store when you pass that box of Lucky Charms And that was her favorite cereal. It's wanting to fall down to the ground in the grocery store. It's leaving the grocery cart full of groceries and running out. You want to know how I know this? Because I live this. This is a lived experience for me. My grief started with one phone call. One phone call from my daughter screaming into the phone, "Mom, I lost Austin." Austin was my 10-year-old nephew. Austin was everything quirky. He was everything funny. He was everything fun. And the moment that I got that phone call from my 17-year-old daughter, Brittany, was the moment that my life split into two. And the moment that you found out that you lost your person, your life split into two. And the two parts are the before the loss and after the loss, never to be joined up again. Think about that. My knees gave out. I fell to the floor. My chest felt like it was ripped open. And when I tell you that nothing but nothing prepared me for the storm that was to follow, nothing prepared me for that. Everyone had something to say. Some of the things were helpful. Some of them were ridiculous. Most of them were ridiculous. I even told myself ridiculous things. People want to fix you. They wanted to fix me. They wanted to cheer me up. They wanted to keep me busy. Some of them even ignored me. And in turn, I was doing the same bullshit to my sister. Because what people were doing to me was the same crap I was doing to them. Let me tell her a joke. Let me cheer her up. Let me check on her. I need you guys to hear me. Come close to the mic. Come close to the mic. Grief isn't a problem to be solved. It's not a problem to be solved. It is a wound that demands it be felt. And just like any other gaping ass wound that it gets infected and is oozing with green yuck and ick, you tend to that wound. If you were to walk out here right now and go into your neighbor's house and he was walking you around in the remodel, and you walked in the bathroom of the remodel and your neighbor had removed the toilet. Oh, toilet doesn't have an R in it. My daughter hates that. Toilet. And your neighbor had removed the toilet and there was a hole there and you accidentally stepped in that hole. You accidentally stepped in that hole. And your foot went down in there past your ankle. And as you were pulling that out, you got a gaping cut on the side just above your ankle. It split open. Number one, you would tend to it right away. You would limp home with all that blood and all that oozing out of it. I know this is a terrible analogy. You would go to your doctor. He would squeeze Benadryl in there. He would clean it up as best as he could. He would stitch it with the 45 stitches that you need. You're tending to the wound. He would stitch it up. He would say, "Hey, I'm not sure how long this is going to take, but in 6 weeks, come back and I'm going to remove these stitches." Not 6 weeks, in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, come back and I'm going to remove these stitches. In 2 weeks, you come back and that thing is red and hot and burning because you haven't been tending to it. He says, "I can't take these stitches out. As a matter of fact, I got to take you to the hospital and you got to get this all cleaned up." And he cleans it up and he fixes it for you. He fixes the outside of it. But that wound from that accident demands to be felt. It lets you know, it screams and lets you know that you got to fix this. The fever, the low-grade fever that your body gets is a warning. The fast heartbeat that you're getting is a warning. The exhaustion that you're getting is a warning that you need to lay down. Your heart is broken when you are grieving. Your heart is broken. Just like that wound that you would not ignore. You wouldn't ignore that wound. You went right away to the doctor. Why the hell would you ignore your grief? Your grief needs to be tended to. Why would you ignore it? But we do. We do. When I say grieve that shit, I'm not being cute. I'm giving you permission. Grieve that shit is giving you permission. If you've been sitting around waiting for the permission to grieve, waiting for the permission to grieve out loud, it's here. Are you waiting for the permission to say out loud that this hurts like hell? Are you waiting for permission to stop apologizing for your tears? By all means, please don't do that. Please don't apologize for your tears. Stop pretending you're strong. Stop pretending you're strong. Stop pretending you know how to do this. Stop pretending you're strong when you're barely holding on. You're barely holding on, most of you, but you're out there acting like everything is okay. You know how I know? Because this is me. This was me. This was me when I was grieving the shit. And here's the twist. This show isn't just heavy. We're going to laugh. We're going to have fun. We're going to meet people because grief is absurd. The things that people do is absurd. People say the most ridiculous things, and I hear them now, and I catch them, and I'm bringing them to this show. You're going to catch yourself laughing at a memory in the middle of your sobbing eyes. You're going to find yourself smiling at a song that used to wreck you whenever you heard it. Whenever you heard that song, you're gonna remember that song. You might even laugh. You might even enjoy it. That's weird. That's wild. And that is the truth, friend. It's never just one thing. It's everything all at once. It's laughing. It's crying. It's being knocked to the ground. It's not being able to not get out of bed. It is all of those things. It is all of those things. That's what grieving the shit is, and that's what we're going to be talking about. Let me introduce you to the philosophy of grieve that shit. This is truly the philosophy. The philosophy of grieve that shit means you face it head on. Maybe not by yourself, but with someone by your side. I'm willing to be that person for you. It means you face it head on. You talk about the pain instead of burying it. You talk about it. You label it. You name it. You name what you're feeling. You lean into the grief instead of avoiding it. You learn what grief is about. You learn the definition of grief. You learn the correct new definition, not those 5 stages, not that bullshit. You learn what it is about. You learn what your body needs. You learn what's happening. And finally, once you have talked about it, once you have leaned into it, once you have learned about it, you say to me, girl, I'm finally ready to put all these pieces together. And when you put all the pieces together, you complete what is left unfinished for you. You complete what is left unfinished for you. Any unsaid words, any guilt that is left around, any desires you still have, all the regret you're still carrying. That's what I hope you do. That's what I hope you do inside the grief school. I hope you see all of this because at the grief school, we grieve that shit and we grieve it together because grief isn't forever. Grief is not forever. Grief was never meant to stay in you forever. Your person was meant to stay in you. Your love was meant to stay in you. You missing them will hang around. It will hang around. But I promise you, the intensity of that suffocation, of that pain, the feeling you can't possibly feel like you can survive, that's the part that's not permanent. You can heal, my friends. Don't buy into the lie. The grief itself can heal. You can love life again. You can start living again. You can laugh without guilt. You can find joy without betraying the memory of your person. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. That's why Austin gave me this. Austin gave me this to help you guys, to help us figure out a way. All right. This is the first season. This is the first season and the first episode of Grieve That Shit. And we're going to cover it all this season. And I'm really going to cover the lies that people tell you about grief, the ways that grief hijacks your body, why anger is the bodyguard for everything else that you're feeling. Why are you mad? Why are you not mad? Why does everybody else keep saying they're mad and I've not become mad? I want to tell you about grief. I want to share stories with you about how you cannot drown in it. But most importantly, I want to show you how to stop barely surviving and start healing. I want to help you start healing. I'm not going to give you a little list of neat, clean stages or a checklist that you can check off. Okay, girl, now go over here and do this. Take 3 yoga classes and come back and see me in the morning. That ain't me. I don't even do yoga. As a matter of fact, today my ass got kicked off the treadmill because the electricity went out and I decided to go on the treadmill instead of walking, and the electricity went out and boom, I got thrown into the wall. And that's when I was like, okay, enough of this treadmill today. And that's exactly what I want to do. I want to turn off the energy of the lie you've been told. I just want to turn it off, kick your butt off that treadmill of the lie, and restart it. We're going to restart it. I'm going to help you restart. What a great analogy. I'm not going to hand you this move on script. You just need to move on. He would want you to move on. You're not getting that. I'm going to tell you the shit for real. I'm going to tell you the shit for real and how it deserves to be felt. How I want you to face it. How you got to process it. And when you do, you will stop just surviving. You will actually change. So here's the deal. Buckle your ass in because we're getting ready to go for a ride. Maybe just take a deep breath. Maybe you landed in the one place where you don't have to be pretty to show up. Maybe you don't need to put your eyelashes on like I did this morning. Maybe you don't have to be strong. Not maybe. You don't have to be strong. You don't have to just get over it. You just have to be willing to grieve the shit. You just have to be willing to grieve the shit. So let's get started. I'm here. I want to do this with you. All right. If what I said today hits home, don't just sit in it. Take the first step. I created this book. It's a free book for the community. It's called That Grief Shit because I wanted to show you what the shit is. I wanted to show you what the shit is. It's real, it's raw. And this book will help you at the place that you need to start. Here's the thing that's so amazing about this book. I follow it up with 9, did you hear me? 9 emails. You will get one every day. And each email has a video in it. And each video teaches you the shit out of this. Man, you know what? This is what I needed when Austin died. I needed this book. I needed to know these things. I want to grab something. All right, I've just grabbed a page and I'm going to read it. Here's what you need to know right now. You're not crazy. You're not weak. You are not doing this wrong. This is grief. It's normal. This is you trying to survive it. You are not designed to just bounce back after something sacred has been taken from you. You're designed to feel it. I promise you, you're designed to feel it. You were designed to move through it slowly, painfully, and honestly. And no one gets to tell you how long this takes, how long it'll last, or what it feels like. What do you do with this shit? I am going to give you a fix. I'm going to give you the truth. The more you stop fighting your body's response, the more space you give yourself to breathe again. Stop resisting the grief. Okay, all of that is right in chapter 4. That's right in chapter 4. That's how I laid it out for you. Okay, so if what I said hits home, I want you to go to the link in my bio here, and the link is called Click Here for Hope, and I want you to download that grief shit. I created this for you. It's real, it's raw, and it will start making sense of what's really happening to you. When you grab this and at the Click Here for Hope. And if you're tired of feeling like you're grieving all alone, come and hang out with me. Come and hang out with me in Grief Study Hall. We meet every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's a real time of support. It's you and I meeting in a Zoom with other women who are grieving. We have real connection. I teach a lesson. And then we break it down. But sometimes what happens a lot of times, which I really love, is that the grievers come in with a problem, an area that they're stuck in. And guess what? Somebody else in that group also needed that. So you can also click the link that says click here for hope and sign up for there. Listen, friends, you don't have to download the ebook. You don't. You don't have to come and join me at Grief Study Hall. You can figure this out on your own. You absolutely can. But why the hell would you want to do that? Why the hell would you want to figure this out on your own? I'm here, ready, willing, and able to do it with you. I'll see you in Grief Study Hall.